Hey guys, welcome back, Morris here, and today we have Grounded. Yes, patch notes. Just last night released, depends on the time zone. We have version of the game 0.2.0, and in-game you will see also 2266. So that's the latest released. Let me guide you through all the patch notes because there's a lot of things, and yes, this is the actual real patch notes from the live. Down in the description there will be always a link to the same page, all official content, everything. Anyways, as you can see, the post is already 2 days old. Anyways, and the thing, yeah, the new features they held for longest time, and just right when the patch rolled out included and said, by the way, there is a bird, which was a surprise for me, so that this content was not seen before. So I waited for these new features to be filled so I can fill and give you everything. So I will try to get as fast as possible through the notes. I will try to capture the main chapters of the updates in the timeline so you can skip through and find what you are interested in. And also a little bit tested so I can give you a little bit more information. So first, new features. Now we have bird, that includes new crafting materials and recipes for bird feathers. One black bird arrives somewhere in between daytime, lands somewhere and on the ground. You don't need to shoot it. I did it, doesn't matter. You can find a little feather. I think it doesn't matter if you shoot at him. Maybe that feather was because I shot at him. Anyways, on the ground you can find black feathers you can pick up, analyze. I will not spoil you what you will get, but there are some pretty unique items you can get once you analyze it. Perk system with 13 unique perks to discover. These are the new category in your OS system, in your little thing on your you need to discard them. There's absolutely nothing given, just the blanks, and you know there are 13 of them. I found one just because I went in the game briefly. Whenever you discover enough landmarks, then you unlock some kind of perk, which is unclear how to get it fully. Well, there was mentioning I need to get more landmarks, then I will get to use around the map, and I can enable it. I don't know how much I can enable it. Probably not all 13 at once. Obviously, there will be some, I don't know, limit. But and I'm not quite sure what it gives. It gives, maybe it's speed. It looked like a speed from the icon, but yeah, still a lot of unknown information. But two things, because it means now through whole game you need to do again new things, rediscover the same locations, I don't know, kill, climb, something, because 13 at total. Sleep, eat, build, I don't know how to unlock all of them, but I will jump in and try to understand as well. New burgle quest types. So new quests, artificer, crafting quests, okay, and chip sloit. Quests asking you to locate burgle chips, which is interesting because I know they added some new chips, but okay. As far as I can tell, there was only 2 chips in the game currently. One in Anthill, one right next to the robot. Okay. Added fence buildings, so 2 new fences we have from the spring and acorn. Pretty cool looking. Added 2 table buildings, grass and clover. Where for clover it's a bit ridiculous, where you need 3 clover head, those leaves, but the table consists of 6 of them. Just saying. Every other resource is exactly how much you need. Result, I'm just saying someone went wrong with 6 versus 3. And added water flea ambient insect to flooded biome. Yeah, you can kill it, you can get its meat, it as the meat has no icon whatsoever. There's a placeholder, can't analyze. Yeah, no point of killing the water flea. So yeah, I say maybe use some time because it's underwater. While you're swimming, you can't use weapons, so you need to climb out, shoot with arrows. Yeah, messy thing. You don't need to do that. All right, let's speed up things. Combat. Buffet damage on Spider Fang Dagger, so it's higher tier and higher end of tier 2 weapons. Cool. It was pretty pointless. Buffet damage on Spike Traps significantly. Right, cool, because you needed a lot of them to kill even a little ant. Spiders land a new set of attacks to choose from instead of their basic bite. I find a few. Okay, I couldn't tell the difference. Still jumping, still biting, but anyways, that's just, I need to pay more attention. Then I killed a few of them, couldn't identify the difference. Added a brief force delay between block start events, preventing players from perfect blocking by smashing block button. Don't smash. Okay, anyways, was not doing that before, so cool, I guess. Block is still tricky as hell, especially when you need to manage block incoming attack, block incoming attack. For example, when you fight ladybugs, there's little to no time to fail proof, right? You miss this block, you are getting the damage. It's really bad. Anyways, slightly reduce the bonus damage given by eye patch. Yes, I've seen it. Now, previously eye patch was super buffed. You were killing it, and let me combine with the one in front. There's reducing the stun rating on two-handed weapons, and even more slightly reduced damage for mint mallet. So it's in line. So anyway, long story short, if you were running with iPad and two-handed mint mallet, now you have less bonus from eye patch, less damage from the mint mallet in total, and less stun. Long story short, now it's way trickier to kill and get those bugs down. I've tested it. You feel the nerf of all those 3 items. And there was one more, yeah, adjusting Larva Blade poison proc, so it's consistent. Okay. No one liked it before anyways, but okay, cool. Yes. So now fights are even harder. Tier 2 insect now have a cooldown. Insect. After being stunned before they can be stunned again. The first question for me would be where to tier 2 insects. How they classified again? But okay, that's obviously we can figure that out. But yeah, even previously, if you are killing with mint mallet, you could stun only once. There was not a single time where any of the bugs you can stun twice because you kill them faster. So I just no, not a single one. Okay, perfect blocking no longer reduces armor durability. This is absolutely the best, which means blocking is even feasible. If you perfect block, nothing. That's how it should be done. Perfect block should mitigate all that incoming damage. So if you don't manage the perfect block, I understand you could receive still armor durability reduction. Okay, cool. Alright, interface update, role signs, user interface icons to be more consistent across the game. For me it looked the same. Adding shortcut for dropping items in inventory screen. Alright, drop stack in the context menu. Cool, so yeah, dropping stack is still there and working correctly. adding deposit retrieve stock button on storage user interfaces. I didn't test it. But anyways, picking up all the stack where you don't need to drag and drop. I know that's just on PCs feasible, but anyways, yeah, I used to drag and drop. Now you can shift clicking item on the storage will transfer full stack. Click. So life quality of life improvements. Dragging an item stack into the paper doll in inventory screen will drop the item stack on the wall. So drag and drop where it's usually you can drop on the wall. Cool. Crafting an item with full inventory will not notify that item was dropped on the wall. Yeah, this is thank you. I think I have lost some items because of full inventory and you don't realize you're crafting and dropping them on the ground. Now everyone knows. Storage and flag marker icons has been revised and their colors have shifted. Requires one-time turn to the yard to set everything back. Neutral markers will be blank by default. Yes, I've noticed some of the markers where they changed the icons. Some of them are absolutely intact as they were. This is just me, but I don't like the new icons. They added cool things where they separated insects from spiders. And if you don't know, the biggest difference you can tell from the far away, only spiders in the world, in real world life, have 8 legs. And insects have 6. They are grouped in many flying, whatever. But the most noticeable is this count of legs. And they have icon with 6 legs and with 8 legs. But this is really 8-bit-ish stylized. I don't like it. Every other icon that is not changed had the same previously kept the cool look. I don't know how to say that, the beautiful image of them. These new are just dropping out of all the family. Anyways, this is just me. Slightly revised, slight revision to a few scab flavor schemes. So those flavor schemes, to be honest, they are too bright. Those colors are absolutely like, I don't know, not everyone is this. If you have played the game Rage, and actually for that matter also in Far Cry New Dawn, where some super bright colors where it's just they are just hitting your eyes. Almost every single color scheme of the scab has that feeling, and it's either bright green, bright yellow, bright pink, whatever. It's super bright. It's not calm and mature flavors, in my opinion. So I briefly checked; they still looked really bright for me. I have basic and well changed though. Anyways, canteen slurps available are displayed in the equipped item HUD element. I don't get it. Canteen slurps available are displayed in equipped. Okay. So if someone knows what the hell they are talking about, please let me know. Additional icon art. Yeah, this additional icon art things, but can we get the beautiful looking icons? Thank you. And the highlight effect that appears on interactable objects when the player looks at them. The feature is controlled by highlight object accessibility settings. Yes, I've noticed it. When you're looking at something, there's few highlights. I think so. It's for me. It was by default on, which is thank you. I know where I'm aiming at. If you want to, I don't know, interact with the item, you see which item you are looking at. So yeah, that's cool. Next we have world. Revised Clover Kale layout and lightning and mood entrance lightly. Which was Clover Call layout and lightning and mood and islands. Anyways, cool. Yeah, revised flooded area, the southeast corner of yard. Updated house electrical socket with final non-blockout art. items left in the world, not in a container, for example. ATC for 40 to 72 in-game hours will eventually despawn once out of the range of all players. Items loaded from save game from version 0.1 will have all item triggers set to 0 to give players a chance to react to the change. Okay, I have a lot of items in the world, they will be gone. Cool, we will get back to points above. Players and critters now create ripples in the water while moving. This is cool, this is nice. Kids are starting to throw archer cookies over the fence along with Billy hot dogs and apples. Okay, some more items on the ground to loot. Food items. A few footprints through the yard. Alright, this is now I get it. What they are not mentioning, they mention at the top the Clover Cave layout changed and flooded area layout in southeast corner of the yard. Yeah, basically now also in the map you have the signs where it's southeast, northwest. So this is cool for those who didn't know. They changed also map. If you look right next to the mysterious machine, where I built my base, where I have my items next to the base, suddenly there's a hole in the ground, then there's a hole up hills, then they changed literally in nowhere, just added a little bit more water, as far as I can tell. Close to the mysterious machine now, water is right next to it. Of course, dirty water. There was water already, but anyways, I couldn't find justable reason why the sudden changes in the world, because there's no new objects added, just a hole, so harder to navigate. That's it. No shrooms, no new thing. Okay, buildings. Base buildings will now be more reliable anchored when built on top of objects such as the baseball. Alright, cool. Palisades will no longer immediately collapse when attached to building is removed. Thank you, this bug is really annoying. Water containers can collect falling droplet, which means if you add a base or container beneath where the juice is dropping, you can collect it all the time, passively. That's cool. The player can now drink from the water containers while holding weapons. Cool. Stairs may now be embedded in the wall ground like scaffolds and ramps. That's cool, because previously you couldn't. Walls that are sandwiched above by 2 floors will have their crenellation suspended. Alright, I need to Google what the hell is crenellation. The camera will slide to the correct position when interacting with weapon wall mount. Cool. Tweaked and placed position for weapon wall mount to be centered. Cool, cool. So yeah, the sandwich floors, I need to understand what the hell they are talking about. Alright, cool. Performance. This is something you guys need to check for yourself with your huge bases, because I have a little tiny humble base. Better windowed full screen performance in Windows version of the game. Better user interface. Inventory GPU performance. Alright. Significant load game time improvement for games with large bases. So guys, check it out if you can load your game with huge bases faster. Better GPU performance during nighttime. Alright, cool. So basically performance increased all over the place. Great. The voice chat activation setting is now properly reapplied when entering game. Cool. Scab flavor scheme collectibles now have a pulsing light and are slightly bigger to make them more noticeable. Yeah, thank you. Previously, it was actually you wanted to go in a nighttime because this one little blinking dot was the only notification if you don't have the upgrade. Hedge berries, no floating water, which is absolutely the best thing, because if it was in the water previously, in water you can't use your weapons. So you can chop it, so you can get if buried in the water previously, like deep in the water, you were doomed. Now if it's floating, you could push it on the side and try to chop it anyways. Cool. Prevented very large numbers of ants from being assigned to the same task, such as killing a weevil. Just saying. Just in the game, few minutes back, jumped in, 6 ants still tried to not kill a weevil, but weevil was killed and pick up its food. So yeah, I hope that was just for me one bug, and for everyone else it's gone. Reduce the camera near clip. Reduce the camera near clip plane, fixing the camera clipping into the player when using high field of view. Okay, I think someone is something. This sentence does not. I understand that they fix something for camera when you use high field of view, but the sentence, there's something wrong. Or that's probably just me with my second, third, fourth languages, English. So polished up spear movement and aim animation for first person. Cool. It was I've played first person and it was fine, but okay, cool. Now it's even better. You should now see grass extended to the furthest reaches of the yard. So previously I think it was popping out or something, but now you'll be able to see it if you're high enough. And now find and store lost ice caps. Okay. Also, soldier ants now properly drop and heads as loot. Okay, I was not aware they are not, because I think it's required for one of the weapons. Insect axe, but okay. Tall woody weed are now displayed as husky weed. Yeah. Dandelions and husky weed both still supply weed stems. Husky weed now responds. So basically, few bugs fixed in one go. Ants will not be happy if you take their eggs. Okay, that complicates things. The question is, if you pick up with your ant armor, are they still angry, or they think, oh, this is just one ant taking eggs somewhere else? Okay, that's something to check out. The resource analyzer now animates when analyzing. Oh yeah, I noticed. Yeah, cool. A couple of few smoothies can be whipped up at the smoothie station. Okay, guys, I need to emphasize. I need to put emphasis on the smoothies, because some of you do not realize. I don't remember the number, but the combination of items in smoothies. There are 3 items in total in the game. There are how many objects and resources? 40, 50, 60 anyways. If you calculate how much, not combinations but variations, because the change, the change doesn't, the position doesn't matter, the number that outcomes is so huge. So for a normal person to guess, to try out all the combinations is something absolutely incredible. Unsmart, not smart. I don't want to say dumb, but I'm just saying, if you think that trying out, because I will remind you, one legit recipe requires a rock, to put a rock in this smoothie, which means there's absolutely no border. You can, I will not, just if you are good with math, you can calculate exactly how many variations you need to check to fully check everything to, no, that's not, no, just wait, check up in internet and find when someone finds them and then flushes them, okay? Alright, bug fixes, all platforms. There's incapacitated players now are no saved instead of ignored when the save game is made or they exit the game. With this, players that reload in incapacitated character will have their backpack spawn where they died instead of them just spawning without their inventory in the world. Not retroactive. It means it only happens forward. If you have some save where it bugged, sorry not sorry, ain't gonna work for you. Items and insects will spawn under the world less. Cleaning up items, insects that have fallen through the level upon load. This should help with insect population in spawning. Sounds good. Jumped in the game, and right in my anthill, I heard a lot of ants. In anthill, there's one position where if you angry work ants right in the entrance, they get stuck somewhere there. You hear them, you can't see any worker ant, and I had them there. I hope at least for other places it's less sucky, but I think they still will be under the world. Insects should no longer spawn inside the large pond rocks. Okay, any insect currently in the rocks upon load should be stamped out. Could be. This should help with insect population and egg spawning. Okay, just beware. Sometimes you put a fix, but you need another patch for the patch to fully capture. We need to check correctly how fixed it is, alright? Before we can announce it's absolutely great and working for everyone. Grass planks will no longer fall through the ground. Okay, I have never seen that. Fixed edge berries appearing in incorrect positions for clients, players, making them very difficult to harvest. Okay, if you shoot it down, it's down. Okay. Fixed torch sound effect. Okay, insects should no longer walk through walls when not looking at them or when they are at your faraway base. So that's what I'm referring to, the action radius. That's the radius what you can see where actually all things happen. So it's outside of it, which was previously with my automated ant killer structure where they popped out in, it shouldn't be like that. But okay, we'll need to check all that. Fixed giant arrows sometimes spawning when shot in a large insect. Haven't seen that. Major multiplayer clients will no longer crash when the spawning droplets containing items. Alright, cool. We have also game. Optimized building collapsing to this, so the game will no longer lock up when collapsing huge structures, which in my opinion is again the radius of action radius. When something is collapsing and leading outside the radius, the game crashed. Previously, we'll see. Game will no longer crash when collapsing very long structures, which is exactly the same thing. It's collapsing an action going outwards from you, so if you all the time run with the collapsing, if it's possible, then it was not crashing. Now we'll see. Fix an issue where walls could get built in between a wall snap, a spot messing up your wall grid. I think I have used it, if that's what I mean. If the wall is not allowed there, but you just snap it so it's flickering between two positions and click like a maniac. I still at some places built a wall where it actually was not allowed. I think that's fixed that now. Gnats will now need a little more delta force by velocity than a bounce web can provide if they want to go to space. Alright, so previously there was a bug, there was confirmed a possibility to somehow trigger huge flying for the player. But this is something for the gnats only. Okay. Fix a problem where insects would not become a properly hungry and sleepy after the... Wait, what? Fix the problem where insects would not become appropriately hungry and sleepy after players slept. So every single bug has their hunger and sleep written as well? Well, we know that the larvae is going to sleep in the night, so in the day, so they roam at night. When morning comes, they are going back and sleeping. So, okay, that's interesting. Jesus. Items, equipment, and resources. Standalone buildings that are attached to walls and floors will collapse if their floor or wall they are on collapses. So basically it triggers whole House of Cards effect. Large rake rock now has proper collision. Alright, cool. Soda pop can now be dumped from canteen. Soda pop can now be dumped from canteen. Oh, so you can drop, on the ground? That's something cool. I never tried it before. Well, it was impossible. Fixed water droplets near sprinkler at oak tree that respond immediately when you approached. Yeah, it was captured by some YouTubers. With my tongue. Fixed gas arrows not being one-time use, so this is something huge. Everyone in a lot of my videos, I think I also give the advice. Just use gas arrows because you can retrieve them. Well, that's actually was a bug. Now, gas arrow. When you shoot it, it's gone for good. So now, long story short, gas arrows are out of the picture. Ain't gonna shoot them because they're really hard to collect and build from those stink bugs. Anyway, the rotten bee armor can no longer be repaired for free. I didn't know it was before. Workbench light will no longer be disabled after loading a save. Alright. We, as I said, have a lot of points here. Fixed wall. Right. Crenellations appearing inconsistently on clients and the host. Fixed wall crenellations appearing incorrectly after loading the save game. Okay, now I get it. Crenellations are the little things that pop out from grass wall above one level. Almost every single wall has direct sides, and grass has something above it, and there is things above. Apparently it's called crenellation. Alright. I don't need vocabulary. Who needs that? Dictionary. Alright. Fixed fingers moving on weapon and during one-handed movement animations. Alright, if you use one-hand animation, it was moving fingers. Alright, cool. Not anymore. Restructured third-person body aiming for unarmed punching. Okay. That's why in this game third-person movements sometimes look too weird, so first-person for me it is just, unfinished buildings no longer block the third-person camera. Alright. Swapping armor after having collected raw science no longer displays the material of the previously equipped armor. This was one of my favorite ones. You wear one armor set, then swap it out. I didn't know it was from raw science. And it kept previous armor coloring. The model changes, but you could get some pretty unique and funny looking armor. Apparently there was a bug and fixed now. Fixed issue, we're seeing fogless voids in the world after having emerged from large body of water. Alright. Some camera issues. bottle drinking animation and camera improvement to address clipping issue. Right, like I still sometimes drink dirty water time after time. User interface, fixed scan bug scheme not appearing on the list correctly. There's also actually a bug where you can collect them more than once and they appear more than once in the list, but just saying. The resting user interface updates properly upon bedtime. Scab won't flash third and hunger danger levels are good. So bug will be there in the first place. Defrag button in inventory can now be navigated using the gamepad. Well, less explosive results when dropping drop stack action. I see how that went. Badly if you drop huge items and stack of them, so that means 10 of them, then usually some of them gets flown in the air far away, which was annoying as hell. You needed to pick them up afterwards. Fixed clover hood and pancho description being the same as leggings. Then we have bug fixes for Windows 10 store version. Fixed issue with 4K full screen resolution failing to work properly, and also fixed issues with Alt-Tab crashing the game. Thank you. And bug fixes for Xbox One version. Reduced screen edge defects / flashing. So some minor improvements for each of the systems. And there's something removed. And last part, guys, as always, they are working on there's a known issue list. I will put down in the description it as well. If you see a bug, if you see something, write and it's not in a known issue list. Write an email. There's support@obsidian.net. So there, if something new appears in the game after the patch, let them know. That's the easiest way for guys in Obsidian to realize, oh, something went wrong with the bug or with the something with the item, with the dropping, with jumping, anything. Game is work in progress. Don't get angry or wind up. Its game is not released, so it's has bugs and bug. Yes, both of them. So when you support, and you can also contact through the support site, then you need to point out which platform are you using, multiplayer or single player game, description, and last thing you did. 4 points. Kindly, Obsidian guys are asking to help out to fix for the game. And as always, this was Morris. If you like the video or find my jibber reading through the patch notes usable, then probably you will like more of these contents, so you can subscribe as well. Anyways, we'll jump in the game and check what's going on and which of those bugs are fixed, which are the new bugs introduced, and we'll let you know. Everyone now probably is working and finding ways to get all the cool new awesome perks. So that means there's a lot of work to do, and we will meet in next videos. Cheers.